Good morning to everybody. I appreciate all y'all stopping by this morning, listening to the live stream. Good morning, everybody. I never know exactly when this live is going to actually start. A lot of times I start talking before it starts broadcasting. So either way, just want to give plenty of time here this morning. I got something important to talk about. It's something we all deal with, we all face. I want to talk about the power of no. In life, we all deal with setbacks. We all deal with disappointments. We all ask for something of somebody at some point, somewhere, and we've all had to deal with the word no. The word no, when we're children, protects us. Maybe we're going to touch something hot. Our parents will say no. That word no protected us. Teenagers, we want to get a little wild and crazy, and we want to go hang out in a place of ill repute, or we want to go hang out with people who are scofflaws, or whatever the case may be, and our parents say no, and that protects us. Maybe as adults, we get the word no, and it doesn't really seem like protection. It protected us all of our life. Why would it stop protecting us when we're adults? See, there's a lot of power in the word no. There's a lot of protection in the word no. There's a lot of freedom in the word no. I know one time I was really hung up looking for this job. I wanted this job. I applied for this job. I tightened up my resume. I uh, I was studying this company, and I'm in preparation for an interview, and I was obsessed with getting this job. I, I couldn't focus on any other opportunity. I couldn't focus on anything else going on in my life. I was focused and I was determined I was going to get this job. And I was putting all my energy, all my time, and all my effort into it, to the point that I was telling other people and other things no. Then the day came and I went on the interview and I didn't get the job. So I didn't get the job, but it freed me up. It gave me a newfound freedom that I hadn't had in the previous weeks and month while I was waiting on this job, or I was waiting to hear from this. And we want to get upset about it. You know, this is my prayer. This is my heart's desire. Uh, I'm all that I want. It would be so easy for God to say yes, and then he says no. And that gets a little hard for us to deal with at times. But we have to remember, when we were kids, the word no protected us. When we were teenagers, the word no protected us. How is it any different when we're adults? I have went through some hard times in my life. When I was younger, in my teenage years, they sent me to prison for a crime I did not commit. I spent 11 years in the penitentiary praying, praying. If there was a God in heaven, please let me out of this situation. I filed appeals. I did all that I could do. I was told no, 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 no. I didn't understand it. I blame God for that. Why? Why? I don't deserve this. I didn't do this. Why am I here? Why are you not hearing my cries and my prayers? Folks, I've been out now for 20 years. I still don't necessarily agree with that path for my life, but now I can look back and I can see where that time that I did has enriched my life. And if any of them appeals would have been granted, I would have been robbed of the richness that brought to my life. Now, did I enjoy that experience? But here's what I did learn. I learned several things. The first thing that I learned, God is faithful. God is faithful. He did not bring me out of the prison, but he walked with me through it. I learned to trust him. I developed a relationship with him. He was there for me when nobody else was there for me. I could not have learned that lesson with a yes. I couldn't have learned it. A um, as I got on in life, there were other times that I wanted something, and it seemed like the heavens said no. And no will reveal your character. Have you ever been friends with somebody and they're friendly with you as long as they're getting what they want from you? And the moment you tell them no, they get to acting all crazy. Well, them acting all crazy is who they really were. Oh, that's sorry, mother. Blah, 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 blah. Man, he ain't no good. He's this, he's that. That's how they felt about you the whole time. The no revealed it. If you had said yes and granted their request, then they would have continued on superficial ways and you wouldn't have knew any better. The word no is powerful. If you're facing a no in your life, if you're facing a disappointment if I'm in your life, I want to encourage you to keep going. I want to encourage you to have a good attitude. I want to encourage you to be strong. There's a reason for the no. There's a reason. And the reasons that they come is to develop your character. The reasons that they come are to show you another path. The reasons that they come are to strengthen you. You know, none of us grow while we're comfortable. That's why we go to the gym. If we could get stacked and if we could get in good health by sitting on the couch, well, that's what we all would do. Excuse me here, I got a little fire going and this smoke is coming up. I'm gonna just back this up a little bit just so I'm not right in the smoke here. It's a little chilly out here. So I got a little fire going in my fireplace. But so I want you to understand, if we could get healthy and fit, trim and tone by sitting in our recliner chair where we're comfortable, then we would all do that. But there's a select few of us who get up in the morning and they go to the gym and they push that weight. They sweat. They strain. They push their body to the limits. That's not easy. And the body don't like it. But how the body responds is by increasing in strength. That comes from resistance. We grow from resistance. We get stronger from resistance. Our mind gets sharper with resistance. And sometimes the word no, even if we really, really, really want it, is to better us. My family, we faced a no yesterday. And that's why this is on my mind. My wife had something she was really aiming for. She was working towards it, and she was preparing, she was practicing, she was doing all that she could do. And she was supposed to go where it was she was supposed to go in October, and we had a hurricane come. And it delayed everything until December 5th. And she had to wait another month and a half. And she studied and she prepared and she practiced and she did everything she could do. And yesterday she went and they told her no. And it was disappointing. And as I was on my way to pick her up, I was thinking about it. You know, Lord, why would you let this happen? Why? She put the effort in, she put the time in. This is perfect for us. It's what we really need. It's what we really want. It's our heart's desire. Why would you tell us no? And I got to thinking about all the times I had been told no in my life, whether it was by authority figures, ball, the boss man, whatever. I got to thinking about the courts. I got to thinking about my parents. I got to thinking about jobs. I got to thinking about all the times in my life I was told no, and how that no worked to my benefit eventually. And none of us like hearing it, but it is medicine for the soul often. Now, I don't know where we're going to go from here. I don't know what we're going to do now that we've been told no on this goal of hers. And it's not my story to tell, so I'm not going into the details. I don't want to, I'm embarrassed her or nothing. But the point is, we all deal with no's. How you deal with it is going to determine the outcome. You know, when she called me to pick her up, she was real short. Uh, the the event went till 3, and when she called me at 12:30, I knew that that really wasn't a good thing. And she video chatted me, and she come on the screen. I answered the phone. She come on the screen. I said, "Hey, beautiful." She says, "I'm done." I said, "Already?" She says, "I'm done." And hung up. She didn't want to talk. I thought, oh man, that's too bad. I got in the car and I went to get her. By the time I went to get her, her whole attitude had changed. Although though she didn't get the result she wanted, she was thankful for the experience. She had a smile. There was joy in her heart. I don't really know exactly where it came from, but she was thankful. She had the experience, and she felt like she was better just for going and attending, even though she didn't get no further than what she did. She was thankful. She went and attended and had the experience, and I knew that that experience was good for her soul. Um, and I've been told no before, and then turned it into a yes a week later, a month later. I remember one time it was 5 years later, and I went back and I was told yes where I was previously told no. So a lot of times no don't mean no forever. Sometimes it means no, not right now. Let's see how you're gonna act with the word no. We can use the opportunities where we're told no as learning experiences, as opportunities for growth. Or we can get upset and we can act ugly, we could show our ass. But how does that benefit anybody? It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit anybody around you. My word today would be to encourage you to embrace no. I wouldn't go and seek out the word no, but if the word no comes to you, embrace it. Think about it. See how that word no is going to help you. I remember one time there was something I wanted so bad. And I'll share with you what it was. I went before the governor for a pardon about what happened to me when I went to prison. I went before Ron DeSantis in his first term, his first clemency hearing for a pardon. And I had prepared for this hearing for 25 years. I had prepared for it for 25 years. And I stood in line and waited for my turn for 12 years. And when I got in there to him, he could not have been any more indifferent. He had no empathy. He didn't care what I had been through. He didn't care what I had learned. He didn't care about the person I had become. He just looked at me and told me no. I had prepared for every possible outcome, but not that one. And I remember that particular day. I was driving I was in Tallahassee, Florida, and I was driving to Atlanta, Georgia to see my sister. And I can't remember a time in my life where I was more sick, I was more distraught, I was more hurt than that. I couldn't talk to anybody. And it also just so happened to be the day there was a nationwide Facebook outage. Facebook didn't work. I couldn't talk to nobody, no nothing. And nobody knew what I was going through. Nobody knew the results of what had happened. Everybody was waited to hear from me. And I just drove. I just drove in silence. And I thought, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'd spent the last 25 years of my life preparing for this. And I thought there was no way he was going to tell me no. And he did. And it came to me to write a series of books to channel this rage that I felt, this catastrophe in my soul. It come to me to write a series of books and then start a YouTube channel where I encouraged others. So you're seeing this video right now because the governor told me no. And I was writing my autobiography at the time. It's called The Pursuit of Freedom. And I hadn't yet finished it, and I didn't know how I was going to finish it. And the last chapter of that book is called $100,000 Yes or $1 Million No. And I came up with that chapter because I figured if he had said yes and granted me the pardon in my life, loosely calculated, that would have been worth $100,000. It would have opened up job opportunities. It would have given me a great ending to my book. I'd have sold a few books. It would have changed my life. And I just figured to put a value on that through real quick calculations. I figured that value was $100,000. But the no was worth $1 million, because the no, it sent me on a whole new journey. It kept purpose in my life. You know, after they told me no, I became a volunteer in the Department of Corrections, and I started going back in, and I was teaching the guys life skills, and I was trying to prepare them for when they got out, and I wanted to bring them life lessons. And I wanted to teach them about housing, if you're a convicted felon, employment solutions, bring them some relationship advice, positive thinking, teach them about credit 101, how to overcome discouragement, all these type things. And as a result of that no, I ended up writing a 4-book set, Up Your Averages. I'm a daily guide to improving your life, your relationships, your finances, and then I got a compilation book. I finished my autobiography. I started the YouTube channel, and I just feel like even though I would have much rather had the pardon, do not get me wrong about that, I would have. I've learned more, and my life has more purpose because the governor told me no and denied me. And that takes a lot for me to say. It really does. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. I read a story one time by Merle Haggard. He had wrote a book about his life, and he had went to prison too. And he said if he wrote down all the things that prison gave him and all the things that it took away from him, the list would be longer on the positive side. And I can relate to that. But either way, I'm going to bring this back around. This isn't so much about me, but I just wanted to share with you. There are times in life when you're told no, and it doesn't look like a good thing, but it could be life-changing. I remember one time I was laid off my job, and it was in 08, 07, just before the housing crisis and all that hit. And I looked for work for 3 weeks. I couldn't find work. And in the end, I ended up starting my own business. And I have pretty much been an entrepreneur ever since then. I have held jobs. I'm in between where I work for other people, but I've always had my own thing going on the side. Either I was fully self-employed and I'm owning at least one business, sometimes multiple businesses at the same time. Sometimes I worked a job and I had a side hustle. Either way, me losing my job and me being told no was a catalyst that changed my entire life. I went from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. And sometimes storms in our life come not so much to destroy our path, but to clear another one. If you've been told no, I encourage you to embrace it. There's a lesson to be learned, and there's something in it that's going to better you. I appreciate you watching. Let me go through my chats here, my messages. I try not to read them while I'm on air. I get distracted. So somebody said amen. Somebody sent me a little emoji. Did you join any gangs during your time? No, I did not join any gangs. Richie Rich says hi. I say hey back. Definitely preach, brother. Um, I needed to hear your message today. Good. I'm glad that I could encourage somebody. That's what the whole point of this channel is for encouragement. So with that, I'll let you know. I got these shirts here. I don't know if you can see them here. I got these tank tops. Just think about it, or think about it rather. Um, I say that all the time in my videos, in my shorts. I got little beanie caps. I got these shirts. I got hoodies. Um, I'll leave a few links in the description below for all my books and stuff. But there's all kinds of ways to support this channel. I'm not monetized. I just do all this out of the goodness of my heart. I feel like I have been through a lot in life, and I have a lot of life lessons to share. So that's what I do. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I appreciate that. I got a link up below. And until next time, y'all have a great day, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.